featured in the Seattle Times yesterday. There's a picture of him. He looks like a master grillsman. They were doing a story on, it's like the 1 year anniversary of the code that went in last year allowing people to salvage deer and elk and I guess any other animals that have been hit by vehicles. Roadkill. You can now pick it up and take it yourself. And so they did a little story on all that, and they talked to Tim Bento of Linden, and it's his picture that you see cooking away there in the Times yesterday. Good morning, Tim.
Yeah, hey guys.
Hey, what did you have on the grill there?
Backstrap deer.
Yeah, that looked good there.
That's the filet mignon of deer.
That's it. We got to have some of that. Now
I'll bring you some.
Well, we'll dive in on that. It says here that you have had you have 4 this year. You got 4 of them. You picked up 4 of them this year.
Yeah, I got 4 permits, but the last one was it was destroyed. I couldn't salvage anything out of it. I think it was run over by a semi.
So it's not as simple as you see a dead animal, you pick it up, take it home. You have to get a permit.
Yeah, it's a free permit. You have 24 hours to get it. You just go online and print it out and keep it with your meat. Or if you have it processed, I use Todd Crabtree over on Sunrise. He specializes in game processing. So I had some land Jaeger made and some pepperoni sticks made. It's got like 40 pounds of one and 60 pounds of the other. I'll bring some down to you guys.
I'd love to try that, Tim. Thank you. Now, what are the parameters that are makes an animal worth taking? Like if it's been there, X amount of amount of time, or like if an animal gets hit in a certain part of its body or something, does that ruin it, or is what constitutes a good animal?
In the winter, you have a lot longer to go and get it before it spoils, but it's all about the meat spoiling and how hard of impact it was, whether or not the stomach was impaired. If the stomach's impaired, that acid in the stomach permeates the meat and makes it, it just destroys it. So the length of time getting there, you have, like, I picked up one this year. It was probably about within 10 hours I picked it up, and it was good to go. And
was that winter or summer?
Yeah, it was late spring. It was still in the 40s at night.
Yeah.
So it was, you can smell. I've been around, butchering and hunting and fishing all my life, so you can smell the meat and really get an idea whether or not you want to eat it.
Yeah. So just deer for you, elk, anything else?
No, just going after deer. I'm like the fireman of the roadkill guy around here. I got noticed one time several weeks ago, and I was 13 minutes from the time I saw the notice to pick up.
So you got your friends letting you know, hey, there's an animal on the side of the road.
Dude, I put it on Brits list to put me in their contacts as Deer Tim.
Yeah.
And, PM them my phone number. And, I get text when I got text yesterday for this one on I-5, but I couldn't make it out there. It's an all-day adventure. By the time you get the deer, you bring it home, you butcher it, you get it in a freezer, you're spending a day.
And do you just prep it like you would any other, normal deer or piece of meat?
Well, it really depends on the impact. Yeah. You have to, it's not you don't just pick these things up and start eating them. It's a process, and you have to really go hard to get some meat off that last one. But it was just hammered. So,
yeah.
But I put it on bristless. I had probably about 200 people that wanted free deer meat. So, nobody, so I got kind of a following out there as far as letting me know.
This is Tim Bento from Linden, featured in the Seattle Times yesterday under the state's roadkill plan, which is now 1 year old, allowing people to take roadkill off the road and then, take it home and prepare it and cook it up. Have you heard in this state anything? Is it strictly deer and, an elk, or are people having luck with any other kind of animals?
Well, as far as I know, deer and elk are the main ones that I haven't heard of anything but deer and elk. But you know, it's a good thing. You know, this meat was just going to waste here before the law passed. And who's down? I guess I forget what county they're baiting the thing. You know, to try to get them to cross the road.
Yeah.
And you know, I have tour tracks in the last one that I picked up in the yard in front wasn't mine. The tire tracks in the yard was not mine. Believe me.
Yeah, that isn't a good thing because
You can't do that.
Well, it's not fair. Number one, and number two, somebody can get killed. I mean, somebody can get killed hitting one of those things.
Well, people are yahoos, you know. I mean, they're yahoos.
Now, have you
The reason why I did the article to begin with was really to get people to let us know when they hit them. You know, that's the biggest problem is that people aren't reporting it when they're hitting them, and they're sitting going to waste. And another problem is that, you know, we're not allowed to dispatch the animal. If you come upon one that's wounded and hurting, the public isn't allowed to dispatch it. So you could have 3 or 4 hours of that animal suffering before a law enforcement guy gets there. So I was hoping that they would mention in the article that maybe they could allow hunters or, you know, a qualified hunter, a master hunter, or whatever it may be in Whatcom or whatever county, like have more people available to go and put the animal down. But they didn't.
Have you ever showed up to claim a roadkill thing and there's already like a bear or something there? Like, no, I'm taking this one.
No, but I got a funny story. This one I picked up on James Street in Bellingham. I'm sitting there, and this woman pulls up in this really nice BMW, and she goes, "Are you taking that deer?" And I said, "Yeah." She pulled up a couple feet, and she said, "Hey, did you want a hand putting that up on your truck?" I said, "Okay." So she gets out of her car, and she's all dressed nice. She's a pretty lady, whatever, you know, attractive 30-year-old. She comes over, she grabs the head, I grab the back, quarters, and we lop it up on the truck. And I'm like, "What were you going to do, stick it in your trunk?" And she goes, "Oh, no, I was going to go home and get a truck." So you'd be surprised how many, different types of demographics go after deer meat.
All right, so last couple things real quick, and this is to help the public here. You see something like that, do you call, I mean, you say, yeah, you guys would like to find out, but who do they call first? Do they call the sheriff's department, the police? Who do you call?
Yeah, the best thing to do is put it on Whatcom Salvage. There's a Facebook page, or BritList. You know, we'll get tagged and see it.
And what's say that? Tim, what's the name of that list again? What did you say?
I think it's called Whatcom Deer and Salvage. If you just, on Facebook.
Okay. And what was the other one that you said? What list was that?
Brit's List. You know, it's like a Craigslist, but it's called Brit's List. There's like 20,000 people on it in Bellingham.
Got it. Okay.
And they can PM Tim Bento, and I tell people a leg and a back strap, and that's a lot, quite frankly.
All right.
For as much as it takes to process
these
things.
Okay. Well, very good. Tim, thanks a lot, and
cool.
Good luck. Keep us posted on you got 4. Are you allowed as many as you want in a year? I mean, as many as you can go get?
As many as I can go get, so far as I know, far.
Until the state starts taxing that, figures out they can probably make some money on it.
Tim's got 25 this year. Maybe he's not actually picking up roadkill. No, it's all good.
Tim, thanks a lot.
Okay, man.
Thanks,
Take care.
man. Tim Bento of Linden.
Yeah.
And that's what he does. And again, you can